Welcome back, shapeshifters. We are closing out 2025 with a bang as always. It's a very powerful threshold that we are approaching right now as we have a powerful new moon hitting us on December 19th. That is the last new moon of the year in Sagittarius. Then on the 21st, we have the winter solstice coming up. The shortest day and longest night is the year that will beckon us into this beautiful, sweet, juicy, sweet season of darkness. So this episode is an invitation to slow down, to reflect, and make space for what has become complete this year. So take what resonates and leave the rest, and let's begin. So as we are now in the last month of the Gregorian calendar, this calendar of 2025 years of, let's face it, colonization, capitalism, and patriarchy, we are seeing its demise, and that demise really has been ushered in with this year of 9, which has been a year of death, transformation, and rebirth. We can see in every single aspect of the real estate industry, the government, what we think of education, our ideas of health relationships, our ideas of race, of what's normal. We would all basically agree that everything as we know it has died. We're no longer in that space where we're like, the old world is dying. No, the old way of doing things is dead. You can think of these universal years as invitations, spiritually, mentally, physically, psychologically, materially, to really tell the universe who it is that we are. What do we actually stand for? Are we truly ready to stand 10 toes down in the values that we claim to be about? Because remember, your values are through your actions, not through your words. So we're reevaluating and reassessing who it is that we want to be, what parts of us are changing, transforming, that we're ready to let go of, and where are those new places that are taking shape. 2026 also marks the 250 years of the United States of America. And so we are seeing the fall of the empire as we know it. And to this last stand of whiteness, as I like to call it, on a global level, where they are baiting us into this illusion of power that they want us all to believe that they have. And so they have to inundate us with messages of scarcity, with messages of war and rumors of war. They have to squeeze the economic system that we are in to the point where people have no sense of financial security. All rules that used to be the case are basic out. There is no such thing as job security. There is no such thing as knowing that the government, if there's a natural disaster, is going to come help you. It's pretty much everybody for themselves, while the oligarchs continue to make billions off of us. And they want to railroad us into this idea of thinking that, hey, humans are basically obsolete. Robots and artificial intelligence can take over, and pretty much the purpose of humanity is no more. And that is an illusion. That story is a story that they are projecting, but that story has to be created. It has to be actualized. And as we know, we actualize the future in the present moment. And so even to bring it back to this year of 9, we can see that projection of that illusion and how we as sovereign energetic beings have the opportunity to choose if we want to contribute to the co-creation of that spell, or are you ready to tell a new story? Are you ready to stand 10 toes down in the darkness where you know that you know that you know that you know, even when you don't have physical evidence of it, because you understand that you are living in a different paradigm. You have created your own algorithm. You have created your own mindset and toolbox that you can pull from. For those of us who have been willing to be vulnerable, to be wrong, to struggle, but actually struggle through the fire, right? Because no one said this work is going to be easy. And I don't mean getting caught up in like everything anything is wrong, but I just mean that life is going to have challenges. So for those of you who've had the courage to face those challenges head on this year, I want to say kudos to you. And for those who feel like, hey, there's still more work to do, then beautiful. Having that self-awareness. Congratulations for having that self-awareness of the work that needs to be done. And for those that just don't even know what's going on, hey, you got to bless them and pray for them. They might not get it, and that's okay. Some people need to maybe come back a couple more lifetimes before they are going to understand those lessons. And that is not your responsibility. So this is an opportunity for us to truly reflect on what is complete. Are there relationships that you've completed? Mindsets, practices that you've completed that you're ready to move on into the next level. We move through cycles of 9, but the beauty of the 9 is that you start all over again into the 1. And that's where we're going into 2026. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 6 equaling 10, 1 plus 0 equaling 1. So we're taking the wisdom and the learnings of completion and integrating them. You know, you can think about it as another level on your house. You have a foundation. Maybe you have 1 or 2 stories on your house. And as you build that to wield and be stabilized by the foundation that you've built. So the 1 is not like, oh, we're starting from scratch. No, we're expanding. We're getting even higher. We're ascending. We're moving into higher levels for those of us who've been willing to do that work. There are other spiritual traditions that believe that we are ending a 12,000 year cycle of Kali Yuga. We are in this age of Aquarius. We are in a time, all the rules before that we thought we knew what we knew are dying. And so we can get focused on the death, but we can also think about what is on the other side of that, right? If that's the shadow of the 9, the light of that means that time no longer exists in the same manner that it did. Things that used to take a long time or a certain amount of time, those rules are done. We can quantum leap throughout time now. What we want to, we can quantum manifest and have things in an instant. We have a closer connection to our spiritual guides, to the forces of nature and our ability to alchemize those things. We are able to walk through the world with a level of synchronicity that you can meet and align with like-minded people who are on a similar path as you. Things that we used to call coincidence. You're like, wow, everything is just lining up divinely in my life. It's like the universe is conspiring for my good. That's the other side of the 9. So the death is not just death for death's sake. The fall of the empire has to fall because we are in the midst of a co-creation of our greatest ascension yet. And what is going to come, the creativity that is going to come from this, the collaboration, the discernment, the awakening of people coming together of turning their backs against construction of race and gender and these boxes of binaries that we held ourselves into, and being able to fully bring our full selves. The children that are going to be birthed out of this, the children that are going to be raised in this, who know themselves, who are not going to have to do all of the work of excavation and being a cycle breaker that you and I have had to do, who get to come in with complete light consciousness, who are going to lead us forward. That is the awakening that we are being invited to enter into. This is a time where the universe has said that these old structures are gone. They're never coming back. Shout out to all the people who've sat back and said, I'm going to just, pop some popcorn and watch the empire fall. I did an episode earlier this year on line dances and the power of Black people just coming together with the ring shout, stomping on the ground like the heartbeat, the pulse of the earth, coming together in synchronicity, aligned to celebrate, to witness Black joy, being in, knowing that there are portals that we are opening up, dancing in circle. We're being called towards something else right now. That is why all of these celebrities are being unmasked out. So we can see the true essence and character. Celebrity worship, that's over. We are all now the ones that are the lights, and all of us have a gift to share. As we also step in as leaving the 9 and stepping into the 1, I also want to invite us back to the fact that there are other calendars. And one of those calendars is the IFA calendar that I adhere to. Being in this world, but not of this world. I'm aware of the Gregorian calendar. I'm in it. I'm not of it. I'm of my ancestors. I'm of the blood and bone of those that came before me. I'm of those traditions. That's why I'm not panicked, because I know who I am. I know what my purpose is. I know what my destiny is. I know what my name is. I know what my tools are. I'm connected to, and I am a beneficiary of the first algorithms that ever existed on the planet, to the divine feminine. So having other expressions of possibility allows me to navigate this future. So the IFA New Year that was celebrated and marked in June of 2025, we are still under the influence of that. I'm not going to go deep into that reading, but I do want to share some key messages of the IFA New Year, of which I believe is 10,067. Just to give you some context. We ain't new to this. We true to this. They 2000. So in that realm, there's messages that really stuck out for me. And one of them was this idea of not looking back. For me, I have experienced survivor's remorse, being able to be in a place where I can look at every aspect of my life right now and know that I created it, I built it, and it is a complete mirroring of exactly what I want. That there's a part of me that has grief and sadness for family members that I wanted to be part of that vision, for loved ones that I wanted to be part of that vision. And I carried a lot of guilt in the beginning. And part of that guilt is connected to looking at, well, what I wanted it to be, what it could have looked like. Even as I'm moving through this shift in my sovereign feminine, of moving into this perimenopausal, having to release ideas of beauty, of what I used to look like, of what used to work for me in terms of exercise, used to work for me in terms of what I could eat. Like, I'm going through reverse puberty. And so I can't look back on my past and think that the things that worked for me then are going to work for me now. Even the fact that I had become a bird launcher and launched my daughter out into the world. And so even just centering my child as my everything, that no longer is. So I've had to create a new equilibrium for myself. I've had to reevaluate, what does homeostasis look like for me in this moment? And having the courage to rebuild that, knowing that there's relationships that I used to have that are not making it into this new season. There's practices that I used to have, mindsets that just aren't going to serve me for this chapter. And being willing to say that just because you've been part of my story and part of my life for the last 20 years or even my whole life doesn't mean that you're going to play the same role now. I'm a new person. I'm in the center and I change. Everything changes around me. And so the invitation that I want to leave you with as you're navigating this next half of the Yoruba New Year is to not look back at your failures, to not look back on what woulda, coulda, shoulda, to not look back on it was supposed to be like fill in the blank, to not look back at your losses and to not even look back at your wins to a level, but to know that whatever is required for this moment, you have the last 9 years of wisdom. We can't watch an empire fall and still move the same way. We can't say we want to end to patriarchy. We want to end systems of oppression. And then we are still moving in the same way. We have to be willing to take a new shape, to take a new form. And what is going to support you in that is focusing in the present, because when you're looking back, you're not looking forward. And if you're looking back, you don't have the momentum to go forward. If you're looking back, you're slowing your process down. You're slowing your progress down. You are sending mixed messages to the universe. The universe can't get with you because one minute you say, yeah, we're doing this. And then you turn around and you look at something else. And so they're like, well, where are we going? Are we back? Are we forth? Are we side to side? You all over the place. You want to send a clear broadcast out into the universe. This is what it is. This is what I'm looking at. This is what I'm saying. This is where my energy is. This is where I'm facing. Even if you're facing a dark room and you don't even know what you're looking at, but you're feeling into it. You're speaking your truth over it. You have a vision of where you want to go. And we know it can be scary to face a dark room. When you look back, you know what that looks like. There's a level of comfort and familiarity. And I'm here to tell you that familiarity will not serve you anymore. This is a year to look forward. And so what does looking forward feel like somatically in your body? How do you manifest looking forward in the way that you wake up, the way that you eat, the way that you talk, the way that you spend your time? It's not just linear. Look at every facet of your life and deconstruct it. If I'm looking forward, what does that look like in terms of the way that I spend my time? What does that look like in terms of the way I talk to myself? The things that I say to myself that no one else hears, but my body hears them. My body keeps the score. So don't look back. Another message, being sharp as a razor. Sharp as a razor. If you are a blade, what does it feel like, look like to keep your blade sharp? When we think of sharpening a blade, we think of the action, whether you're taking that blade and you're rubbing it on a hide or a piece of leather, or you're sharpening it as iron sharpens iron. There's energy that has to be expanded. There is a tension. There is a movement. There is a practice. You cannot sharpen your blade being stagnant. You cannot sharpen your blade by being still. You have to be in a place of momentum, movement, discomfort, because a blade goes from dull to sharpen. There's a transformation that the way it starts and the way it ends, and it has to be maintained. You can sharpen the blade one day, but if you sit that blade down, it will get dull again. And so Ifa wants you to know that you have to keep your blade sharp this year. And if that goes back to the adage, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. That is going to allow you to pierce, to cut all mindsets, circumstances, and things that are no longer going to be in your path. Obstacles are going to come. They're par for the course. The universe is still the universe. You're here to overcome challenges. That's part of life. It's not about whether you're going to go through challenges. It's what are you pulling out to navigate? If you are an architect of your life, what do you have? And you want to be able to pull out the sharpest blade possible. My self-talk is sharp. My morning practice is sharp. The choices that I make, the things I spend my time doing, if I'm spending time on something, it is sharpening my blade. I'm not wasting my time. It doesn't mean that you're always in a place of action, because rest is still as light and we have dark. We have the polarities. When you are in a place of visibility, when you're in a place of what can be seen, when you are in the daylight hours, right? When you are in the time of using your energetic currency, if it's not sharpening your blade, it's a no. So look at your screen time, the people that you have around you, the ways that you're spending your self-talk, what you're putting in your body. Is this sharpening your blade? Yeah, stuff's going to come. It's going to come. It's going to challenge you. It's going to push you. It might scare you, but you will have, as we say in Ifa, ire aiku, you will have blessings of permanence and longevity. It will knock you down, but it's not going to stop you. You're going to have the sharpness that you can wield to cut down anything that is in your path and clear the way for what it is that you want. The last message I'm going to share, this could have been a whole episode, so I'm giving you like appetizers. But the last one is this idea of not knowing. And Ifa tells a story in this around Oyepolu. Oyepolu, this person who was going out to seek their fortune, to seek their destiny, to seek their purpose. And they didn't know how to get to them. You know, it's like sometimes you have a goal for yourself. You might see yourself at a place, but you just don't know how you're going to get there. Ever there are those places and spaces in your life and you're feeling like you have a deficit within you, and that deficit within you is the reason you can't get to that thing, Ifa tells us you don't have to know. You do not have to know. And this is a direct contrast to a society that is obsessed with data, this whole idea of artificial intelligence, this idea that I have to create a system that destroys the earth, pollutes the air, hoards water, extracts natural resources from the womb of creation to build a database that I have to feed every single piece of data that I know in order to tell me where I need to go. That's artificial intelligence. But you are birthed from ancestral intelligence. That's the AI, where it's like, no, boo-boo, this is in my blood and bone. This is in my mitochondrial DNA. I'm sorry, I didn't know, but how it is for you, but this is in my melanin. This is in my energetic frequency. I don't have to know in my mind. I don't have to build databases to analyze what should I do, because I have intuition. I have a third eye. I have a crown chakra. I have an egg bay of spiritual twins that support me in the physical realm. I have ancestors. I have connection to spiritual forces of water and of hurricanes and thunderstorms and rivers. I am co-creating with nature right in this moment to create my future. Not knowing is not in this linear analytical way. It's the embodiment. You are the knowing. You will always be able to magnetize what it is that you are seeking, because you are seeking from within and manifesting without. It's not that you have without in order to get within. That's what they're doing with the artificial intelligence. They have to take the information that's outside in order to process it inside. You're taking all of the ancestral currency within and creating the manifestation of that in the physical world of what's already imprinted in your cellular DNA. You see the difference there? The other part of this story of Oyepolu was he was able to gather the power to support their goals through their acknowledgement, appeasement, and reverence of their ancestors. And so ancestors becoming a part of our daily work. I said daily now, even if it's, I'm going to call their names and pour some cool water. Even if I give thanks for my known and unknown ancestors, give them some FaceTime, give them some airtime, give them some altar time. Your ancestral practice is critical, because it's not like, oh, I don't know, but I'm just out here by myself. It's like, oh, I know that I know that I know, because I have this ancestral inheritance. And because I am in communion with it, and because I am building a relationship with it, and I'm creating momentum for my prayers, that I'm able to build my spirit team in the darkness in order to manifest it into the light. And therefore, I don't have to know, because I have a squad. That's what Ifa wants you to know. You don't have to figure it all out. This idea that we're just out here by ourselves. And that's what they want to continue to reinforce. Othering, separation. What box do you want? What side are you on? What political party? What zip code? What's your nationality? What border? It's all about separating you. God doesn't see any of that. God doesn't see our separate religions. God is omnipotent, omnipresent, pure consciousness, operating on an energetic frequency that I can attune my physical body, because I am the microcosm of God. I can attune my physical frequency to a vibration to vibrate at the level of pure consciousness, versus vibrating at the frequency of separation, of scarcity, of death. So whatever spiritual practice that you are becomes cosmology of your way to understand the universe. You're not thinking that you're just out here by yourself, which is what this 2025 timeline has tried to teach you. This is what Abrahamic traditions teach you. There's this one omnipresent God. Everyone else is below that hierarchy. You don't have God in you. That's Abrahamic traditions. No disrespect. And so Ifa just becomes a lived alchemy blueprint with recipes and codes. What to me is different about Ifa than certain metaphysical traditions. It's one thing to go get a tarot reading and to be told you're going to be wealthy, or I see you're in danger. The difference between IFA and that is IFA is going to tell you that, and then it's going to give you a recipe in order to fulfill it, where we're going to work with the forces of nature. We're going to build in the elements. We have a drum beat for that. We have a song for that. We have a chant for that. We have a prayer for that. We have a bath for that. That is alchemizing the frequency that you want to get to. Yes, you still have to do your work in the physical realm. You want to get wealthy, you still got to get out there and go get that wealth. But it's not just like a law of attraction. You just keep thinking good things and it's going to come. Sometimes that ain't enough. We have dark demonic forces that are out here. There is no such thing as good and bad. There's dark and there's light. It doesn't have a subjective idea of whether it's good or bad. So being a quote unquote good person isn't enough. If you're a gazelle in the jungle, you have other animals out there that are predators and they will try to kill you. That's just how nature works. So you're either going to be out in the jungle with protection. You're either going to be out in the jungle with tools. You're either going to be out in the jungle with community. You're going to have fortification, or you're just going to be out here by yourself thinking, I'm a nice person. Why is this happening to me? So the world and the paradigm of 2026 is going to play out, but it doesn't get to usurp the 10,067 year calendar. That timeline is still going. They're still going in parallel. That's how you are still in the 2026 calendar, but you're not of it. And so it means that the Western world and the fall and its challenges have no power over me. I'm not ruled. My success is not predicated or dictated by what happens in the quote unquote world, because I'm in a cosmic, metaphysical, multi-dimensional world as well. And those things can coexist at the same time and still be true. We have this powerful new moon in Sagittarius, which is an opportunity to plant the seeds in the darkness that you want to see. We have the end of this 12,000 year cycle of Kali Yuga. We have the end of the 250 years of the American Empire. We have the messages of the IFA calendar that are telling us to not look back, telling us to keep our blades sharp, telling us that we don't have to know, telling us to honor our ancestors. And we also have on December 21st, the winter solstice, the shortest day and the longest night of the year. Now we are actually in a season of darkness from December all the way to March. So this is giving us opportunities to tend to this soil. Do not take this window for granted. This window starting December 19th with the new moon, moving us into this window of the winter solstice, this window of the season of darkness, this window into higher echelons. The light of the shadow of darkness is ascension. It's quantum leap. Time doesn't matter. Instant abilities to manifest. It's, I don't have to know, but I know. It's, I'm looking forward at what my goal is, and I'm not taking my eye off of that prize. This is your quantum leap opportunity of this year and this cycle. We know that 2020 was also a cosmic leap year, and that there was a lot of death and a lot of destruction and a lot of transformation. And I have nothing but condolences to those of you who suffered in 2020, to those of you who lost family members or loved ones or went through struggles. And for many people, 2020, and I will put myself in this bucket, was a quantum leap year. I quantum leaped financially. I quantum leaped in terms of where I lived. I quantum leaped in terms of my parenting. My daughter quantum leaped in terms of their future. Like, that was a time of transformation. You know how many millionaires got made in 2020, 2021, that COVID era? How many brands flourished? Yes, a lot died. A lot will continue to die. But don't ever underestimate what death is leading us towards. And so this is a moment, an invitation for you to quantum leap and shift into the new beginning of the one, where you get to draw on this power of the past and step forward into the highest possibility, the highest idea. What if I told you that this is the time for you to think of the best case scenario and exceed it? It's, I'm going to manifest the highest possibility of myself, and I'm going to blow that out the water into another another possibility that I couldn't even conceive, that it was even better than what I thought. That's what time it is, if you're willing to do the work. So slow down, take a break, take stock, move slow, cook some nourishing food for yourself, celebrate all the wins that you had this year. Really take a moment to decide what is complete. Understand that you don't have to know, that you can just have an intention. This is not a time to be planning a bunch of shit. This is a time to be embodying the frequency of who you know yourself to be and what it is that you desire. This is a somatic time. This is a time to get out of your head and into your heart, out of your head and into your physical body, to use our physical bodies, to be involved in analog activities, to unplug, to get off the screen, to be in person, to do things in real time, to be intimate with your own loving sweetheart, intimate with your physical body, your practice of showering and your practice of bathing, and slow down, get some good soaps and some beautiful creams and some smelly, nice perfumes, and your rituals of sleep and embodiment and nourishment and nice teas and yummy, good food. And, you see how you see that everything should feel like honey, like slow, luxurious. You create luxury. Even if it's you in your own living room, you make it the most luxurious feeling. Don't look at anybody else. Compare yourself to anybody else. What feels good to you? What feels right in your body? Allow your body to be the mind. We touch our navel because we know that there's another brain there. Your navel representing your solar plexus. Your solar plexus representing your seat of personal power. So your body will tell you, this doesn't feel right. Your body will tell you this person doesn't need to be in my circle. Your body will tell you, you know what? This job, let your body tell you, let your body inform. And if it feels juicy and it feels and it feels in my body, then I'm moving in the right direction. And I'm building that relationship with my ancestors, and I'm keeping my eye on the prize. And that's enough. I don't have to have a plan. I don't have to know where the money's going to come from. I don't have to know what my Q4 goals are and what I'm going to achieve. I don't have to fucking answer to you. I don't have to report out. I don't have to justify myself. I don't have to explain. I just have to feel good. I just have to be connected. And that is my victory code to quantum leaping into the greatest time that we are going to see on the planet. When I tell you so much beauty is going to come out of this, so much wonder is going to come out of this for you and for the world. There is a new earth being co-created. I seen it. It's being formed right now. It's not going to be visible yet. The key word here is switch it up and do something different, because one is an invitation into newness. And so as always, I'm not going to leave you hanging, right? I want to continue to support your shift. And so December 21st, I want to invite you to join me for our live Winter Solstice virtual activation. I've been doing this activation for the last 4 years in a row. It's free. It's an opportunity for us to do some work in community. We'll do some breath work. We'll do some somatic work. We'll do some visioning. I'll have more messages to share about how to move forward in this season. And we'll just have some time to commune, right? So you can really be in community and be intentional about the winter solstice. And then on December 25th, we're going into our digital detox from December 25th to January 1st. This is a time where we're going to be device free, screen free in a way that works for you, right? So if you still have to call an Uber or order grocery, or pay a bill or check your bank account, I'm not saying you don't do that. We are going to be fasting completely off social media, and you have an opportunity to really curate your digital detox for a way that works for you. But again, this is going to accelerate your quantum leap because we're doing it again during that window of darkness, during that window where you know that there's going to be other people doing the same thing, taking 7 days, right? The last 7 days of the year to integrate and to shift, right? To set yourself up for success. So there is a free download on my website, shapeshiftyourlife.com, where you can download your free digital detox workbook that is going to give you some pre-work so you can start working on that now to set yourself up for success. It has journal prompts and ways to organize your time from December 25th to January 1st. So you're super intentional about it. And then for those of you who are interested, we're going to do a virtual integration call, I believe on January 4th. So again, that is another offering that I want to give you. I'm not leaving you hanging. I'm always about, talking about what to do and then giving you tangible ways to support you in your process and to actually do that. So check out our Winter Solstice activation. You can RSVP for that on my website. You can also download your free digital detox book. And then that will be the way that we close out the new year together. And I'll see you again on the other side of the Gregorian calendar, knowing that this is not the new year, y'all. This is their new year. We're in a season of darkness. We gonna ride this train all the way to March. We know who we're working with and what we're working in tune with, right? And we're tapping in to ancestral wisdom and guidance. We're not tapping into the ways of man. Okay. So that is what I have for you, shapeshifters. Thank you so much. I just want to honor you and thank you for listening. I believe we are 30 plus episodes in for 2025. This was my first year launching this offering, and your text messages and emails and shares and comments and likes have truly warmed my heart to let me know that someone is listening. This is part of my purpose. This is more my destiny, and I could not do this work without you. So I thank you. I'm in gratitude to you, and I will see you hopefully on the interwebs on the solstice. And if not, I'll see you on the other side. Until then, keep shifting. Bye.